it's very hard to try to break these stereotypes when you get older, because it's just what you've always learned. It's just what you've always thought. You can't really point to where you learned it. It just is. Sometimes I'll be in a group of professors and I'll be introduced and I'll be sitting there with some men, and it'll be Dr. So-and-so and Dr. So-and-so and Tracy. Which it's kind of interesting that, well, I'm a doctor too, but I'm Tracy to them.
I think a lot of people actually make assumptions about me that I'm not as committed to graduate school, very concerned about when I'm going to be having children, if I choose to have children, if that will slow my pace in my graduate program.
Students will be surprised that I can teach well, but I have a PhD from Columbia, which was 6th in the nation for chemistry PhDs. And it's almost like they think a female teacher teaches maybe because they don't know that well, and they're instructors that maybe aren't that great at breaking down the material into small pieces. It's because they're so smart. From faculty and people in administration, STEM departments are stumbling over themselves, trying to hire more women and underrepresented minorities, because if we don't take action, it'll take 100 years before we reach equilibrium, before we have a representative population.
But I think now there are laws that try to stop more overt aggressions or more overt sexism. But now what we have left, I definitely would agree, is much more covert and much less obvious.
And she said, I grew up in the same country you did, so I'm sure I experienced those things, but I didn't let it in. Sure, I had male teachers who wouldn't call on me, but you know what? I made them call on me. I would just start asking the question.